The governments of the nearly 200 different independent states found around the world today range from democratic, where tremendous personal freedom exists, to authoritarian, where freedom is rare or non-existent. In a democratic political system, the government's authority to make public policies comes from the people. In a democratic country, one of the most important purposes of the government is to protect individual rights. As a result, democratic systems are generally designed to place strict limits on governmental powers. They often closely follow written constitutions that set rules for how the government functions. In democratic systems, government officials are chosen via free, fair, multi-party elections, in which the rights to vote and hold office are granted to essentially all adult citizens, regardless of race, gender, class, or religion. In democratic systems, civil liberties such as the freedoms of speech, press, and religion are protected from government actions, and power is generally separated between different branches of government, each of which is regulated by a closely followed system of checks and balances. On the other end of the spectrum of government are authoritarian political systems. Throughout the world, governments of different states fall somewhere between the two extremes of fully democratic or completely authoritarian. Many authoritarian states have a few democratic features, but do not meet all of the typical democratic criteria. Generally, in an authoritarian state, the government is able to control both the public and private lives of its people. It can make public policies without regard for their civil liberties. In many authoritarian states, the government is controlled by a single person or a small group of elites that exercise unlimited power over those they rule. Authoritarian leaders often come from very specific segments of the population. For example, they might be high-ranking military officials or members of wealthy, powerful families. So while democratic governments receive their power to govern from the people themselves, power in authoritarian governments come from other sources, such as their leader's family lineage or by force. Authoritarian leaders in many countries conduct rigged or single-party elections that they can then use to claim their legitimacy to rule.